Hey, good morning everyone. Jay here at Lived and Learned DIY. So what we've got in the shop today is a Nissan Maxima. It's pearl white. And what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to wrap the whole top of the car here with black vinyl. That's an option that they offer, I think, on these cars, but this one doesn't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go through that process of wrapping the top of this car, show you how to take the trim off and properly seal around the edges. And hopefully you'll like that. But anyway, I'm going to get going on this car. First thing I got to do is clean it up, so I'll just do that real quickly, and then I'll get started with my wrap film and show you exactly how that goes. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm getting ready, getting everything prepared and ready to go on this car. And one of the first things to do, obviously, is clean the car really well. So I clean it with like an ammonia-based cleaner, and then I go over with alcohol. The reason I go over the alcohol is finish cleaning the process, and also rubbing alcohol helps to get rid of static that will pull dirt to the surface, pull dirt into the vinyl, and it makes it look bad. We want this to look like a good paint job, a really good paint job. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do, and this is something interesting on this car, and a lot of others have it now, where the cab is put together with the door jambs, they actually make a trim piece. I'm going to take this plastic tool here and pop this trim piece up like that, and then you take that out all the way back. Then you can clean down inside this groove and have a place for the vinyl to terminate. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take both of those trim caps off like this, and then we're going to get started cleaning, doing a deep clean on the paint. Because you can see there's a little bird droppings on there, some road dirt, and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get started on that. And I'll keep going through this whole process, keep recording some stuff for you guys. Hope you find this interesting, and we'll just keep working on it. So I'll give you a little pro tip here. So this rubber, I know it's hard to see with the camera that far away, but this rubber right here, we want that film. See how my tool's sticking in there? We want our film to go down the end behind that to keep the rain and the wind and the windshield washer fluid and all that stuff from getting under the wrap and actually making it peel back. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this tool, push this rubber down. Well, let me just show you. So what we're going to do is take this tool, push this rubber down like so, and clean in behind there. Clean really well back in behind there, and tuck that wrap film down in this rubber. That way that you've got a nice clean edge, you don't have white showing there, and you've got an edge that's sealed away from the elements. So we're going to clean down in there on both ends of the car, and we're going to just do that kind of thing on it. Make sure everything's right. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is actually go over it with rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, which you can see that I use the 91%. You see that in the camera there. There we go. You can get this at any drugstore, big box store. I think I got this at Dollar General. It's about a mile away from my shop. But anyway, this is 91%. This is actually a better cleaner than the 70%. Now, if you use this on a cut, it's going to burn really bad. But anyway, it works really well, 91%. You can pick it up any drugstore, any kind of store like that. And I always put it in a labeled bottle, that squirt bottle. That way that I can disperse it anywhere I want to and any amounts I want to. So I'm going to get started cleaning all that up. Okay, so now all the prep work's done. So, well, most of the prep work, the cleaning's done. The prep work is what's left to do is back around the antenna. I put an adhesion promoter there. I'm going to put some right here along this seam and along the door. But also, what I'm going to use here is one of the greatest inventions for our business I've ever seen. It's a tape. It's called knifeless tape. If you can see that, it's essentially, the idea is that it is a piece of fishing line, which it really isn't now, but it's kind of like a piece of fishing line embedded into tape. So what it does is you lay this down where you want the wrap to stop and where you want to cut it. you push this down really well, and then you put your vinyl over it and heat it. Then you'll pull this, and that piece of wire or line in here will actually cut just like a knife blade. However, it's cutting outward away from the paint, not inward with a sharp tip on a knife. So this stuff saves your customer's vehicle, saves the paint. I love it. It's kind of pricey, but honestly, it's not that bad, because it's a lot cheaper to buy this than it is to have someone's car painted or to wind up in a lawsuit over a bad deal on that. So we use this stuff religiously. It's very good stuff. It's made by 3M now. But anyway, I'll show you how that process works. I'm not going to show you putting it all on, but I will show you the process of how it actually works. I might even do a piece out here on the hood, because this is going to be tucked up under where it's going to be hard to film that and see what I'm doing. I may do a piece on the hood just to show you exactly how it works. So we'll try to get that included in this video. Okay, so I know I got your curiosity piqued with the tape, so I'm going to show you a little demonstration of how it works. So what we've got here is, let's say the customer comes in and says, I want the top portion of this trunk wrapped a different color, but I don't want it to go past this body line right here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how I'd approach that, and how that tape works mainly is why I'm showing you this. Okay, so we take our knifeless tape that I was talking about. We're going to put a piece of it right on this. Let's say the customer asks that it stops on that body line. So what I'm going to do is actually put that right on top of the body line. Okay, so then you always want to leave some extra sticking out, because that's the magic to it. So then what we'll do is we'll take some wrap film. This is actually an Avery branded product, but this is an Avery wrap film. The one thing I like about Avery is it will slide on the car. It has like no glue properties until you heat it. See that? Isn't that cool? So let's say we're going to wrap the whole trunk lid. Pretend that we've got the whole piece across through here, but we're going to terminate right here at this body line. So what we do is we line it up where we want it. And then what I try to do is get it tacked down in a spot, and then pull it tight as possible, keep the wrinkles out. And then what we're going to do is actually squeegee this. Now if you just saw that right there on camera, you saw the bubbles come up. Now wrap film is completely different than other films that people think of when they do decals. You can get bubbles out of it, you can get wrinkles out of it, you can pull it back up, you can rework it. So that's part of the magic of it. Because imagine doing like I've done 53-foot semi-trailers before in one piece, no, I'm sorry, not one piece, but big sheets, 60 inches wide or what have you. And it'd be awful to try to get that out of it, so if you couldn't get the wrinkles and bubbles out, because it happens to the best of us. So anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm tacking this down all the way up to my tape here, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rub this thing down really well right on that tape edge. I'm gonna make sure it's squeegeed really well. And so here's what we do. Let me get another shot of this. Okay, so how we get this going is we actually grab this and pull it back out of our way just a little bit, like so. Then you'll grab the tape. You'll peel it back an inch or so and put your thumb on it or finger right here and give it a real swift tug, like a jerk. Now, see this red line? That's what cuts the vinyl. So, you pull this out like so. And then you pull your vinyl off like that. You'll lift up on this and you can get the two halves of the tape out from under your wrap material like so. And you come back and squeegee down the edges. You would come back and heat this and then probably put some kind of sealant on it to keep it from getting water and dirt up under it. But as you can see right there, that is what the knifeless tape does, and it comes off like this when you're done. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? No knife, No metal objects of any kind near the paint. So now, if the customer trades a car, wants to change color of the car, whatever, you peel the old vinyl off, and it's smooth and clean and no damage. It's a great product. So something I almost forgot to show you guys in the prep process was this 3M tape primer 94. I'm gonna go along the antenna back there in the back, and along this edge and along that edge with it. It just helps to seal the tape down, or the wrap film, even better. So we use this quite often. Okay, so I've got my film cut out a little bit oversized here, my wrap film, and you can see this is 3M wrap film series 2080. Now the difference between 2080 and 1080, the old 1080 film, this actually has a clear coat, a little clear film on top of it that protects the wrap while you're installing it. Keeps it more shiny. I like that. It's a really neat option they put on it. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. So we're gonna get started wrapping this car. So what you just saw me doing there was taking a heat gun and actually going over and kind of pre-stretching or getting the wrinkles out, basically. Getting the wrinkles out and get it to kind of lay with the contour of the car before I start squeegeeing. That makes the job a lot easier for me. Kind of like window tinters do whenever they do the window tint in reverse on the outside of the window and kind of shrink it or stretch it or whatever the case may be to the window of the car. So that's kind of the same principle as what I'm doing here. I had a couple wrinkles over there on that side a little bit that I had to deal with, but other than that, everything looks really good right now. It's very smooth. If you can see that, there's a little couple humps back there, but that's over past where I'm going to. So I'm going to go ahead and start squeegeeing this section. I use a squeegee with leather on it, and it's kind of like leather, like a suede, and then my application fluid. So that makes it kind of glide more easily. So we wet this down and we start right in the middle of the panel. Okay, so I've got most of it laid down now. I've got to get around this antenna right here. I'm going to show you how to do that. And this looks, I know it probably looks terrible because it looks like it's got scratches in it and it's got handprints on it. It's got all this stuff. That is where this clear film that's on top of it comes in. That's going to make it so much better. So here's my favorite part of getting done wrapping. Grabbing this paper and unwrapping it like a Christmas gift. I don't know if you guys can see that, but wow. It does look like paint. And there you go. You can see that. Got my edges tucked in real nice and tight. Got that heat set in. Got this down in here. That trim will cover that. Look at that. Looks just like paint. It's awesome. I love it. We got to finish out this part of the car, and then we'll get you some before and after pictures, and that'll be it for this one. Okay, so there you have it. That's a wrap. No pun intended. But anyway, we've got the top of the car wrapped, sealed, wrapped all this right here on both sides. Got all blended in. I think it looks really cool because the car's got real dark tinted windows, so it looks as though the whole car is just a glass top, which is really neat. So anyway, getting ready to deliver this back to the customer. Hope she's happy with it. I'm sure she will be, and get started on another project for this afternoon.